Transform your annual review into a powerful tool for career advancement.
Always believe you were born to win. It's your right to win. Claim it, frame it, 'cause you were.
Pretty much everybody has a year-end conversation with respect to how this previous year has gone. But I again want you to be strategic in terms of how you think about this meeting. Remember, 1/3 of this meeting should be about what you just did in the last year. 2/3 should be about what you are prospectively going to do in the next year. When you approach this meeting, make sure that you have taken your own inventory of how you have done this year. What are the things that you have done really well? Where did you have challenges? Did you make a huge mistake? If you had to give yourself a grade, what grade would you give yourself fairly? I don't want any grade inflation, and I don't want you to overshoot it to the downside. But if you had to give yourself a fair grade, did you have an A year? Did you have a B year? Did you have a C or a D year? Be upfront about that in your own assessment of yourself. And when you go into that meeting, chances are the person is going to say, "Hey, Johnny, let me tell you how you did this year." Or they're going to say, "Hey, Jessica, how do you think the year went?" And that more often, the latter one is more often what's going to happen. And you need to be prepared to say, "I think the year went pretty well. Overall, I accomplished these 3 things. I acquired these 2 skills, and I was exposed to these 4 new things, which I'm really pleased about because I think that added to my intellectual and my experiential tool chest. Here are the 2 places where I found that I had challenges. One of them was a surprise to me. I thought I was pretty good at X, but I realized I had a lot to learn there. But I think I acquired a lot of that knowledge and some of those skills. The second place was something that I had never been exposed to before, and it took me a while to actually get up the curve. But I think I'm way up that curve now. So given this year, I'd probably give myself X grade, but more importantly, I think I can leverage A, B, and C as I go into 2025, because my 3 goals in 2025 would be D, E, and F. Now, I'd like to hear how you and the rest of the organization would rate this year for me. I'm all ears. You want to approach that conversation with active engagement. There's one person that has responsibility for your career, and that is you. So this is not a passive conversation. This is active engagement because you are also managing your career. Now, as that person starts to give you feedback, remember, feedback is a gift. You want to get the information. Do not interrupt them. Listen in an engaged fashion, taking it in, and watch the power on your face. You want to make sure that you either have a positive or a dispassionate look on your face, not an angry one. You might find that you are surprised by some of the feedback, and that's fine. If you have questions, write them down. And at the end of the conversation, if you agree with everything, now your refrain is, "I'm so glad that you all agree with my assessment of the year." Or if it's a complete surprise, then you want to say that, "Wow, this feedback is a surprise. I sought out feedback after every one of my projects, and I had not heard this. Here's what I heard you say." And you want to repeat exactly what that person said about the places where you have challenges. Because number one, you want them to know that you heard them. And remember, everybody values being heard. Number two, you will communicate that you really care about what they have said, especially if it's disappointing or negative. And now 3, you want to move on from there and say, "What can we do about this so that I am not having this conversation with you in 6 months or 3 months, or certainly not next year?" Because you want to be constructive in your response, and you want to communicate that you are looking forward. Remember, year-end conversations are active engagement and a real opportunity for you to advance your career. Use it wisely, whether it's 30 minutes, 45 minutes, or an hour. Come ready to participate in that conversation in a constructive way. Go get them.
You're born to win. You're born